Question 1. Mr. Thompson is tasked with setting up a Linux server for departmental data processing. He needs to design a disk layout that supports his home, var, and swap partitions. His organization anticipates large log files and user data storage, and the policy mandates data isolation to ensure easier system recovery and backups. Additionally, data integrity across reboots is a concern. What approach should Mr. Thompson follow to design optimal layout in line with best practices for Linux systems? A. Use a single partition for all directories and a large swap to simplify recovery efforts. B. Create separate partitions for home and var and configure swap based on system RAM. C. Allocate all space to home, keep minimal, and ignore var as logs can be written elsewhere. D. Use only a swap and partition to reduce complexity and disk I/O overhead. Answer. Correct answer. B. Create separate partitions for a home and var and configure swap based on system RAM. Explanation. This question maps to the design a hard disk layout topic, following best practices, separating home, var, and ensures data integrity, simplifies backups, and allows targeted recovery. Home holds user data and benefits from isolation. var handles logs, which can grow large and should not fill up. Swap space, match, or slightly exceed RAM for systems without hibernation. Options A and D oversimplify and ignore growth risks. Option C is flawed, excluding var risks log file corruption. Refer to the LPI 101-400 Objectives and File System Hierarchy Standard FHS for structure compliance. Question 2. When considering the process of troubleshooting a slow boot on a system using systemd, which command provides the most detailed insight into the time each unit took during boot? A. Systemthal. Failed. B. Dmisk. Boot. C. System analyze blame. D. Journalthal. Z. Answer. Correct answer. C. System analyze blame explanation. Topic. Understand systemd and upstart. System analyze blame shows boot time per unit, useful for identifying delays. Dmisk displays kernel messages but lacks timing analysis. Systemthal. Failed shows only failed services, not durations. Journalthal. Z provides logs for errors but not boot time statistics. The systemd weak provides structured management and timing diagnostics. Refer to LPI's learning objectives and systemd documentation for valid usage and performance debugging. Question 3. Through careful analysis of container isolation, what would be the most appropriate explanation for how Linux containers differ from traditional virtual machines in the context of resource utilization and performance? A. Containers emulate full hardware while VMS share the host kernel. B. Containers share the host OS kernel, whereas VMS emulate hardware using hypervisors. C. Both containers and VMS use full kernel emulation but differ in GUI availability. D. VMS share user space with the host while containers run entirely isolated systems. Answer. Correct answer. B. Containers share the host OS kernel, whereas VMS emulate hardware using hypervisors. Explanation. Topic. Understand the role of virtual machines and containers. Containers use technologies like namespaces and C groups to isolate processes, but share the host kernel, offering lightweight, faster performance. VMS simulate full hardware through hypervisors like KVM or VMware, which adds overhead. Option A reverses the roles. C and D contain misconceptions. This distinction is crucial for understanding deployment efficiency in modern Linux environments and is outlined in LPI 101-400 Containerization Concepts. Question 4. In the modern context of log monitoring, which file would a Linux administrator inspect first to determine why a recent system reboot occurred unexpectedly on a system-based distribution? A. Varlogboot, log B, varlogsys log C, journalthal, B-1D, xsystemsystem.conf. Answer. Correct answer. C. Journalthal, B-1 explanation. Topic. Check boot events in log files. Journalthal. B-1 shows logs from the previous boot essential for post-crash or reboot analysis. It captures systemd unit events, hardware errors, and shutdown messages. Varlogsys log and boot log may not provide complete or timely entries. System.conf defines settings but not logs. This command is highly relevant. Systemd enabled systems per LPI 101400 scope. Question 5. To illustrate this point, Hayashi is analyzing a Linux system that fails to boot and wants to add a temporary kernel parameter to disable a problematic driver. What is the correct way to pass the mobprobe blackest equals nouveau parameter at boot time using grub28 modify xtab and add the parameter at the end of the UID line? B. Press C. At the grub menu, append the parameter to the Linux line, then boot. C. Edit the init tramps and rebuild it before rebooting. D. Use the BIOS to inject kernel parameters at startup. Answer. Correct answer. B. Press E. At the grub menu, append the parameter to the Linux line, then boot. Explanation. Topic. Provide options to the kernel at boot time. Grub2 allows temporary kernel parameters by editing the boot entry Linux line via E. This is ideal for testing fixes. Option A is incorrect. Fstab is for file systems. C is excessive unless permanent. D is technically invalid. This technique is standard for debugging and is referenced in grub2 manuals and LPI 101.400 curriculum under boot time configuration. Question 6. Given the circumstances, what should istdilo do if he wants to ensure all running instances of a misbehaving process named myap are terminated gracefully on a production Linux system without forcing a kill? They use kill negative inews or pidaf myap to ensure immediate termination. B. Execute kill negative and pgroup myap to prompt a reread of config files. C. Run kill negative 15 pgrep myap to send a sigterm to all instances. D. Apply kill all skill myap to stop all processes immediately. Answer. Correct answer. C. Run kill negative 15 pgroup myap to send a sigterm to all instances. Explanation. Topic. Properly terminate processes. Sigterm signal 15 allows processes to clean up before exiting. It's the preferred first step. Signal 9 is forceful and should be last resort. Option B sends sci-hub, not for termination. This approach aligns it with LPI recommended safe process handling. Question 7. While examining file system types, what would be the result of using MAFS exton, a partition that already contains data without unmounting it first? A. The data will be preserved in file system extended. B. The operation will fail unless the partition is empty. C. Existing data will be destroyed and replaced with a new X file system. D. Only metadata will be written if data stays intact. Answer. Correct answer. C. Existing data will be destroyed and replaced with a new X file system. Explanation. Topic. MAFS to create file system. MAFS formats the device, erasing all existing data and structures. It's irreversible unless preempted. A, B, and D misrepresent the command. Refer to MAFS X8 manual and LPI objectives on safe file system creation. Question 8. Under the assumption that disk space seems sufficient but users can't save files, what does a fuller node table likely indicate on a Linux X file system? A. The disk is failing physically. B. Permissions on MP are incorrectly set. C. All nodes are consumed and no new files can be created. D. The system is out of memory and swapping heavily. Answer. Correct answer. C. All nodes are consumed and no new files can be created. Explanation. Topic. Monitor free space in the nodes. The nodes are fixed structures that track files. If exhausted, the system can't create more files even if space is free. Use df. To confirm, A, B, and D may affect systems but not a nodes directly. LPI 101.400 covers a node monitoring in storage diagnostics. Question 9. In response to new package requirements, which command sequence best ensures that all dependencies are resolved and a package is installed cleanly on a Debian-based Linux system, e.g. a package name equals apt install ferpa if package name rpmc yum install package name d ta sef package name ta. Answer. Correct answer. EAG package name equals apt install f. Explanation. Topic. Use Debian package management till EAG installs deb but doesn't resolve dependencies. apt install fixes broken dependencies. Option B is LPM based, not Debian. C uses Red Hat tools. D is unrelated to package management. This sequence is standard in LPI 101.400. Question 10. Despite the fact that symbolic links are widely used, which of the following is true about the behavior of symbolic links when the target file is deleted? A. The symbolic link remains but becomes broken. B. The symbolic link automatically updates to the new target. C. The symbolic link is deleted along with the target. D. The symbolic link converts into a hard link. Answer. Correct answer A. The symbolic link remains but becomes broken. Explanation. Topic: create and change hard and symbolic links. Symbolic links are pointers. If the target is removed, the link exists but points to nothing. Dangling. Option B misrepresents behavior. C is incorrect. Deletion is manual. D is conceptually wrong. This is detailed in LNN and the LPI file system section. Question 11. By evaluating a system's boot failure, which of the following is the most effective strategy to identify whether a kernel parameter passed at boot time is responsible for the issue? A. Recompile the kernel with default options and reboot. B. Analyze the grub configuration in bootgrub CFG. C. Boot into single user mode and examine dmesc output. D. Remove kernel boot parameters temporarily via grub and boot. Answer. Correct answer. D. Remove kernel boot parameters temporarily via grub and boot. Explanation. Topic: provide options to the kernel at boot time. Editing grub at boot key allows you to remove or modify kernel parameters temporarily without permanent system changes. This helps isolate faulty parameters. A is too invasive. B provides static info but doesn't test it. C requires successful boot and is thus not viable if the kernel fails early. Refer to grub 2 boot editing and LPI 101.400 boot troubleshooting techniques. Question 12. A detailed analysis of shared libraries in Linux reveals that an application is failing to start D2 or missing. So file, what command should you run to find out which shared libraries are required by the application binary? A. LDD path to binary. B. Strace path to binary. C. nmath to binary. D. readof. A. Path to binary. Answer. Correct answer A. LDD path to binary. Explanation. Topic: manage shared libraries. LDD prints shared object dependencies and clearly shows missing, so files, strace traces syscalls, not specific to libraries. nm lists symbols, not dependencies. Readof provides elf file structure but doesn't list unresolved dependencies. This aligns with LPI's focus on runtime linking and library management. Question 13. The most significant aspect of using containers in a Linux environment is their isolation capabilities. What Linux kernel features are primarily used to achieve this container-level isolation? A. Cron and systemd units. B. Loopback and swap partitions. C. Namespaces and C groups. D. Run levels and init scripts. Answer. Correct answer. C. Namespaces and C groups. Explanation. Topic: understand the role of virtual machines in containers. Linux containers leverage namespaces for isolation of process IDs, networks, file systems, and C groups for limiting resource usage like CPU, RAM. Options A, B, and D are unrelated or outdated. This reflects advanced knowledge on containerization internals per LPI's virtualization objectives. Question 14. When evaluating the merits of using LVM over traditional partitioning, what benefit does logical volume management provide that traditional partitions do not? A. Faster disk I/O by bypassing the kernel buffer. B. Ability to resize mounted file systems on the fly with minimal disruption. C. More compatibility with fat partitions for cross-platform access. D. Simpler recovery tools due to fixed block mapping. Answer. Correct answer. B. Ability to resize mounted file systems on the fly with minimal disruption. Explanation. Topic: understand the basics of logical volume manager. LVM provides flexibility such as online resizing, snapshotting, and combining physical volumes. Traditional partitions don't allow such dynamic changes. A is incorrect as both go through kernel buffer. C and D unrelated to LPI emphasize LVM for managing flexible disk structures. Question 15. According to recent studies on system performance, how does NICE and RENIS impact process execution priority in Linux systems? A. They allow real-time kernel priority tuning. B. They alter EO scheduling queues directly. C. Adjust CPU scheduling priority within the user space range. D. They control process memory consumption during execution. Answer. Correct answer. C. Adjust CPU scheduling priority within the user space range. Explanation. Topic. Modify process execution priorities. NICE and RENIS change a process's niceness, which affects how the CPU schedules its user space priority value, ranging from -20 high priority to 19 low. They do not affect real-time or EO scheduling directly. Memory management is not their domain. NICE 1 and LPI's process management focus. Question 16. The development of a secure Linux system often involves careful package management. What command on an RPM-based system ensures a package is installed only if all its dependencies are met? A. RPM, or I force B enf install package and name of EG. The package name debd RPM. Oops. Answer. Correct answer. B. DNF install package and name explanation. Topic. RPM package management. 2. WinF is the modern RPM-based package manager for federal systems and ensures dependency resolution during installs. RPM does not resolve dependency. EAG is for Debian-based systems. RPM notice removes packages unsafely. LPI stresses using safe and dependency-aware package managers. Question 17. In terms of file permissions, what happens when a symbolic link is created to a file and the original file's permissions are modified? A. The symbolic link reflects the new permissions automatically. B. The symbolic link's permissions must also be updated manually. C. The link breaks and must be recreated. D. Permissions are relevant to symbolic links. Answer. Correct answer A. The symbolic link reflects the new permissions automatically. Explanation. Topic. Create and change hardened symbolic links. Symbolic links point to the target file. If that file's permissions change, access through the symlink reflects those changes. The symlink itself has no permissions over the target content. This illustrates the indirection model explained in LN1 and LPI file system hierarchy objectives. Question 18. When presented with the task of identifying available disk space in a nodes on a Linux system, which command provides both pieces of information for mounted file systems? A. D. B. LS. LC. DF. High D mount. Answer. Correct answer. C. DF. High explanation. Topic. Monitor free space in a nodes. DF. High shows disk usage. H in a node information. I do only shows file size, not a node. LS is for file listings. Mount lists mounted file systems, but not space usage. Nodes are critical for understanding storage limits beyond raw space. LPI explicitly includes node monitoring in its syllabus. Question 19. Contrary to popular belief, rebooting a system from run level 3 to run level 5 does not simply trigger a shutdown. What is the true distinction between these run levels in traditional sysvinit systems? A. Run level 3 provides GUI, while run level 5 is command line only. B. Run level 5 starts the system with a graphical login manager. C. Run level 3 is used exclusively for system recovery. D. Run level 5 is obsolete and replaced by run level 1. Answer. Correct answer. B. Run level 5 starts the system with a graphical login manager. Explanation. Topic. Change run levels, boot targets, and shut down or reboot the system. In sysvinit, run level 3 is multi-user, no GUI, while run level 5 includes a graphical display manager. D. GDM. Run level 1 is single user maintenance. Run levels are legacy and replaced by systemd targets, but understanding them is part of LPI. 01400 refer to Ethernet for older systems. Question 20. The foundation of efficient log monitoring lies in using stream filters. What command filters log entries that match the pattern error from varlexis log while ignoring case sensitivity. A. grep error varlexis log. B. grep I error varlexis log. C. awk error varlexis log. D. set error varlexis log. Answer. Correct answer. B. grep I error varlexis log. Explanation. Topic. Process text streams using filters. E. G. grep set awk grep. I ignores case matching. Error, etc. awk is powerful but lacks case insensitive. By default, set is for substitution. grep is lightweight and ideal for scanning logs. LPI includes stream filtering tools in command line efficiency topics. Question 21. Considering the evidence, Systematic notices that his Linux server using UEFI firmware fails to boot after a recent kernel update. Which of the following steps should he take first to diagnose a possible bootloader issue? A. Verify the presence of the FE system partition nesp and check the FE boot entries with FE-bootget. B. Reinstall grub legacy to the master boot record and BR. C. Replace the UEFI firmware with BIOS mode in the firmware settings. D. Format the boot partition and reinstall the kernel. Answer. Correct answer. A. Verify the presence of the FE system partition nesp and check the FE boot entries with FE-bootget. Explanation. Topic. Understand the boot sequence from BIOS UEFI to boot completion. UEFI systems boot through the FE system partition nesp, which contains bootloaders. The FE-bootget tool lists and manages FE boot entries. Issues after kernel updates often relate to missing or incorrect FE entries. Reinstalling grub legacy. B is irrelevant for UEFI, and switching firmware modes. C can cause more problems. Formatting boot. D is extreme and premature. This aligns with LPI best practices for diagnosing UEFI boot issues. Question 22. From the perspective of Linux package management, what is the best approach for a system administrator who needs to upgrade all installed RPM packages on a CentOS system while minimizing downtime? A. RPM on individual package files. B. Execute yum update or ENF upgrade to handle all package upgrades and dependencies. C. Manually download the latest RPMs and install them with RPM. D. Remove all existing packages and reinstall fresh copies. Answer. Correct answer. B. Execute yum update or DNF upgrade to handle all package upgrades and dependencies. Explanation. Topic. RPM package management tools. Yum and ENF manage dependencies and update packages efficiently with minimal downtime. Using RPM. Other RPM. IAC risks broken dependencies or partial upgrades. Removing all packages. D is impractical and can break the system. The LPI exam expects knowledge of safe package upgrading using native package managers. Question 23. When faced with an unexpected system hang, Ortega wants to terminate a misbehaving process gracefully, but it ignores SIGCOMM signals. What is the next best step she should take? A. Use kill -9 SIGIL to forcibly stop the process. B. Restart the system immediately. C. Use kill all without specifying a signal. D. Modify the process priority with Renis. Answer. Correct answer. A. Use kill -9 SIGIL to forcibly stop the process. Explanation. Topic. Properly terminate processes. SIGDEM requests graceful termination, but some processes ignore it. SIGIL kill -9 forcibly stops the process immediately without cleanup. Restarting. B is disruptive. Kill all. C sends SIGDEM by default. Renis. D won't terminate the process. Using SIGIL as last resort is standard practice. LPI process management concepts. Question 24. In light of recent developments, what is the primary benefit of using GPT partition tables over MER on modern Linux systems? A. GPT supports only 4 primary partitions like MER. A GPT allows disks larger than TWOP and supports more partitions. C. MBR offers better compatibility with Linux kernels. D. GPT is faster at reading partition tables than MER. Answer. Correct answer. But GPT allows disks larger than TWOP and supports more partitions. Explanation. Topic. Managed MER GPT partition tail. GPT supports large disks beyond TWOP with up to 128 partitions and includes CRC protection. MER limits partitions and disk size, make GPT preferred for modern hardware. Option A incorrectly state GPT limits. Option C is outdated. Linux supports both well. D is not a significant factor. This is a fundamental storage concept in LPI. Question 25. With respect to LVM, Istasing is expanding a logical volume that contains a mounted file system. Which of the following actions will ensure the file system is resized correctly after expanding the logical volume? A. Use lvextend followed by an online resize command like resizes. B. Reboot the system to apply the changes automatically. C. Only run lvextend because the file system resizes automatically. D. Backup data, delete, and recreate the logical volume. Answer. Correct answer A. Use lvextend followed by an online resize command like resizes. Explanation. Topic. Understand the basics of Logical Volume Manager LVM. lvextend increases the logical volume size, but the file system must be resized separately. For ext, resizers can resize mounted file systems online. Reboot B is unnecessary. If file system does not resize automatically, C. Deleting and recreating D is destructive. Voidable. This process is critical knowledge or LPI disk management. Question 26. Based on the information, which method provides the most reliable way to monitor disk usage trends over time on a Linux server? A. Running df daily and saving the output manually. B. Setting up a monitoring tool like Nogios or Munin. C. Using D to check directory sizes once a month. D. Checking VARLOG messages for disk usage alerts. Answer. Correct answer. B. Setting up a monitoring tool like Nogios or Munin. Explanation. Topic. Monitor free space in a nodes. Automated monitoring tools provide historical trends, alerts, and detailed reports. Manually saving DF output A is error-prone. Do C. Measures directories, not overall disk usage trends. VARLOG messages. D doesn't track usage trends explicitly. LPI emphasizes proactive monitoring using dedicated tools. Question 27. In the absence of graphical tools, which command sequence allows is white to safely change the default boot target from graphical to multi-user in a system-based system? A. Systemtl set default run level target. B. Systemtl isolate multi-user target. C. Systemtl set default multi-user target. D. Nit3. Answer. Correct answer. C. Systemtl set default multi-user target. Explanation. Topic. Change run level boot targets and shut down or reboot the system. Systemtl set default changes the default target for future boots. Multi-user target is the non-graphical multi-user mode, similar to run level 3. Isolate switches the current session only. B. Init3 is legacy system. Run level target is not a systemd target. LPI 101400 covers systemd target management thoroughly. Question 20. Throughout the course of examining a failing software installation on a Debian system, which tool helps Mr. Evans to verify installed package information and dependencies before deciding on upgrades or removals? A. PM. Q package and name BBG. S package and name C. Yum info package and name D. App get check. Answer. Correct answer. BEG. S package and name explanation. Topic. Use Debian package management. TEG. S displays package status installed files, dependencies and description. RPMA and Yum. C for RPM-based systems. App get check. D verifies dependency consistency but doesn't provide detailed package info. Understanding package metadata is crucial in LPI package management objectives. Question 29. The primary reason for using the mount command with the noexec option on a file system like TMP is which of the following? A. To prevent any file reads from the TMP directory. B. To stop execution of binaries and scripts, enhancing security. C. To disable writing to TMP entirely. D. To improve disk I/O performance on temporary files. Answer. Correct answer. B. To stop execution of binaries and scripts, enhancing security. Explanation. Topic. Control the mounting and unmounting of file systems. The noexec mount option prevents execution of any binaries or scripts on that file system, reducing attack vectors, especially for writable DIRs like TMP. It doesn't affect reading or writing. C. It has minimal impact on performance. D. Security best practices recommend this, and trusted or temp spaces covered in LPI file system management. Question 30. When analyzing the merits of using awk overset for processing text streams, what is the key advantage of awk in Linux shell scripting? A. Awk supports arithmetic and conditional logic natively. B. Set can only search, not modify text. C. Awk is used only for file deletions. D. Set is slower but more powerful than awk. Answer. Correct answer A. Awk supports arithmetic and conditional logic natively. Explanation. Topic. Process text streams using filters. E. grep set awk. Awk is a full-fledged text processing language supporting variables, arithmetic, and conditionals, ideal for complex parsing. Set is primarily for stream editing via substitutions and deletions. Option B is false. C is incorrect use of awk. Performance depends on use case, making D misleading. LPI expects understanding of tool capabilities.